Well, episode 3 of season 3 of Final Space. This episode I was anticipating as soon as I saw the title of this, The Vingtrexians. So, this episode basically provides a lot of Avocato's backstory, which we basically already knew, but we didn't really know much of the origins of it, and it still leaves a little bit of mystery to it. But yeah, there's a lot of spoilers I'm going to be spoiling in this one, so if you haven't seen the episode, go watch that now. Go watch that now. So, yeah, I'll talk about the B plot to this one, since there's not an awful lot to say, so I'll talk about the Gary plot in this episode. So, basically, this episode is basically about Gary and Quinn, basically being worried about each other, but for different reasons. Quinn is worried that, she appears to be dying because whatever's happening to her in Final Space is spreading around her, this yellow gluey thing. And at the same time, this Bolo and Mooncake are fighting a Titan. Again. I think this is the last time they can just fight an ordinary Titan and just have it just go over, because, you can only do that so many times before it gets a bit monotonous and a bit, well, it is enjoyable. It is enjoyable, but, if it doesn't really mean anything if there's no real advantage or stakes in it. It just kind of just goes on a little bit. But there is one little stake in it. Bolo does get stabbed in the arm in this episode. Well, in the armpit, really. And he says he doesn't have long or something. So perhaps Bolo is dying, maybe, possibly. I imagine he'll probably last for the rest of the season and then possibly die at the end of the season. I reckon that's probably how it's going to go. He's probably going to sacrifice himself against Invictus and then probably die. I don't know, but Bolo's probably going to die at some point during this season. But there's definite hints at that. And there's not really much. Gary and Quinn do have a really nice conversation, and that bloody tiger character from the last episode then it shows up as a stowaway in this one, and oh god, he is definitely the annoying character. He is the new Kevin, even though Kevin is still here. He is basically Kevin 2.0, kind of, who doesn't really serve any purpose and is just there to basically just be a nuisance and an irritance. Yeah. And please, 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 Olin Rogers, please stop doing the fucking Gary loves cookie joke. Because that returns in this episode again. You've done it in every season now where the joke is, hey, look how much Gary loves cookies, and Gary can't have cookies because, reason. Yeah, it's literally the repeat of the same joke from season 1, that Gary is trying to get the cookies, but he can't get to them because he can't open them. Yeah, just stop doing the cookie joke. No one finds it funny. Like, literally, every single review I've ever seen of Final Space or anyone ever talking about that, it's something that is always brought up, the fucking cookie jokes. I mean, we had the fucking Gary has a cookie family last year, which was fucking stupid and really fucking irritating. Like, you've ran this joke into the ground now. Like, the Gary loves cookie joke, please stop doing that. Gary can still love cookies, but stop doing the whole jokes about it, because it's getting bloody boring and is just more irritating than nothing else. And it's a shame, because Gary then has a really good scene with Quinn later on where he admits that he is constantly, worrying about her, and they admit that they do worrying that about each other. And it's a really nice short little scene in there, and yeah, I'd much rather have had that, or had that, go on a bit longer, than have, bloody dedicated bloody cookie jokes again. So anyway, let's talk about the real meat of this one. So this episode has a lot of flashbacks. For example, we have a flashback on how basically Invictus basically restored the Lord Commander, which we didn't need, but hey, it was nice to have. And it's also nice to see that the Lord Commander, doesn't bow down to Invictus, basically. I think, he's pretty much one of the wee characters who kind of, just basically, I want power, I'll do whatever to get it, kind of thing. So it's nice that basically, he doesn't he isn't cowering in fear to Invictus. He basically just says, yeah, give me power. He still goes off to, try and find Mooncake, but still, it's nice that they kept that in character. But obviously the main part and the main thing I've been putting off talking is the Avocato flashback. So, in an aid to try and get someone to, give the location of Mooncake, most of this episode is basically the Lord Commander basically torturing Avocato, at least, to try and get Little Cow to basically say where Mooncake is. Obviously, they don't know where Mooncake is, and eventually the Lord Commander just accepts, shit, you don't know where he is, and just ends up, bringing them to Invictus, or he says he's on his way to bring them to Invictus, so, okay. But obviously, the flashback itself shows that Avocato was, the best at war, though he hated war, but he was the best at killing people and everything, and it basically just tells a story of how Avocato was basically surrounded, the Lord Commander came in and killed everyone else, and basically, wanted to then recruit Avocato. And the way the Lord Commander does this, this is obviously earlier days for the Lord Commander, he's not dying at this point in the flashback, so he does it in a way that basically just kind of entices him, just like, hey, you want to get rid of death, get rid of war, and that, I can do all this. And, the way he does this, it's kind of a bit more of a believable scenario on why Avocato would go along with this. Obviously, there's a lot of steps on, how this would all pan out, but you can see the early stages of a lot of early manipulation in there. So basically, to prove himself, Avocato has to basically kill the king and queen, and as soon as that happened, the story, yeah. So that obviously, for a while, a lot of people have been wondering, where's Little Cato's mother in all this? A lot of people just assume that, she is dead or was killed at some point, which, well, they're not fucking wrong. They're not wrong. So, in this episode, it's also revealed that Avocato did have a family. He had a family. He did have a kid, and it's heavily implied, basically confirmed, that that kid is dead. That kid was killed in the war at some point. And when Avocato shoots down the ship that has the Vintrection king and queen, it leaves behind their son. And who is their son? It's Little Cato. Yeah, it is pretty predictable on where it's going to go with this, and this kind of thing has been done a lot of times before. Nevertheless, though, I mean, the visuals in this are really impressive. The animation has definitely, improved quite a lot, particularly from season 1. It's a lot more fluent, and the colours and the visuals are really well done. It is a very, eye-catching episode, this. In the flashback scenes, at least. So, Avocato basically even lies to the Lord Commander, saying, this is my son, and he basically vows to protect him. So, yeah, Little Cato is not Avocato's son. Which I think was a theory, possibly, that was going around. Which, yeah, Little Cato is not Avocato's son. Since they don't share, basically, any physical traits, really. They're completely different. So, basically, everything was on Avocato's mother side, was assumingly before. But now we see that yeah, basically Avocato murdered little Kato's real parents, that his biological parents, and it's basically been trying to make it up to him ever since. Which, yeah, it's going to be interesting where this goes, because the Lord Commander, although he never told the Lord Commander, he clearly knows. He clearly knows that Avocato is, bullshitting him about this being his real son. But he doesn't tell little Kato, and obviously this is going to get revealed at some point later on. But it's going to be interesting how it goes. Because obviously we've still got the thing of Gary still did adopt little Kato last season. So could this be a point where he breaks off connections with Avocato? Could this, the story itself, it may have been a one that is done before, but it's going to be interesting to see, how this inevitably does come out and does change the team dynamic on how things go and how they all see each other. So, yeah. And will Avocato die again? Well, if he does, he can always come back again. Because, they did that. They did that last season. But, yeah, it was an enjoyable story. Even though I did see almost immediately where it was going to go, it was still an enjoyable episode, and I definitely prefer this to the previous episode, since it's actually adding a bit more backstory and adding a lot more character development to things. This episode basically is more about developing the characters. It's about developing Gary and Quinn's relationship, and basically showing Avocato's previous backstory. That's basically this episode, and for that it does do a really good job at it. It doesn't do a lot in terms of furthering, this season's plot, but this episode will probably come into play later on. So, yeah, I can safely say that this is definitely probably my favourite episode so far. I mean, it does focus on my favourite character, so yeah, of course I'm going to like this one on a lot more, but this is kind of just like setting the seeds on how things go, and it was nice, to have a more of a relaxed episode, actually, because the first two episodes basically are being spent with Gary and that running away from whatever danger is coming their way. So this one's a nice little bit of a breather in terms of that. So I do like we do have a bit of a breather episode, and actually developing the characters a bit more, because that was something that had really been kind of missing a bit in season 2. I mean, there was still character development, but it just didn't seem, as prominent. Like for example, Gary's mum, for example, is in desperate need of having a bit more character development. Like, we know her backstory in that, but the fact that she completely just switches, and I mean, Gary's mum, Fox, and Ash kind of have had so far absolutely nothing to do this season so far, so I'm assuming there's probably going to be an episode focusing on them later on. Though I do like the fact that they're not trying to cram everything in. They're kind of like having, this is a Gary-centric episode, this is an Avocato-centric episode, and so they're kind of playing out and trying to, build a bigger picture in terms of that regards. So at least, they're not having to forcibly shove so many characters into one plot, which is what they, had to do last season, because the network wanted it to be more episodic rather than serialized. So at least now, we can have, like, this is this character's, piece. This is this character's piece. So, yeah. And obviously, there's that bit at the end, towards the end of the episode, where Mooncake and Gary finally, meet up again and find each other again. So that is nice. That is nice. But yeah, we even get a little bit of Bolo development in this episode, where it's revealed that one of the Titans killed, presumably, his girlfriend or lover or whatever. So yeah, we do get that. That was nice to put in, just giving Bolo a little bit of character development, because if you're going to have him basically be your main Titan fighter, yeah, I mean, just what was Bolo's character beforehand? He was a good guy. He was the only good guy. This one gives him a little bit more and shows that, hey, Bolo is still has a bit of manipulation in there, because the reason he basically just flat out convinced Mooncake that Gary was dead so that Mooncake would go along with him, because he knew that Mooncake wouldn't go along otherwise. And Gary right out, just points this fact out. So, yeah, how shitty that decision was. So, yeah. Overall, I'm enjoying season 3 a lot more. Generally, it feels like, this is much more of a natural development on things to come. And it does make me excited for what the future it is. Even though it does, reuse tropes that have been done before. It at least does them in an interesting way. This one's like more about the journey itself, and rather than just reusing things again. So yeah, overall that's what I think of episode 3 of season 3 of Final Space. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.